Who we got with us today?
Jessica.
Miss Jessica, tell us a bit about yourself.
I'm 31 years old. I have 2 children, a 5-year-old and a 1.5-year-old. I'm from Jefferson County, but I've lived in St. Louis since I was like 14.
Miss Jessica, what kind of household did you come from? Both parents present?
Yep, I'm very structured.
Brothers and sisters?
One sister.
What's your relationship like with your sister?
Good.
What brought you to St. Louis from Jefferson City?
Jefferson County.
Jefferson County, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I don't know, I just like it up here better than I do down there.
More action.
Yep.
What schools did you go to growing up?
Vineland Elementary and DeSoto High School.
Did you graduate?
Nope, I got my GED in 2014.
What caused you to leave school early and not finish? High school, man.
I got expelled in 8th grade for fighting too much, and then I ended up just being homeschooled and didn't ever meet my teacher like I was supposed to. So then it was a wrap from there, you know. And then I got put on probation, and I was in the halfway house in Farmington, and that's where I got my GED at.
What led you to being in the halfway house in Farmington, Miss Jessica?
I caught 2 felony charges in Jefferson County.
How did that affect you going through the system? Like, how did that affect your life?
In a lot of ways.
Upon release from wherever you were, what was your plan?
To go back home with my mom.
Did you?
No.
What happened with that plan?
I didn't want to deal with the rules.
So you have a problem with authority?
Yes.
Okay, so how is that fair for you in your lifetime, having a problem with authority and structure and whatever else?
I wish it was the opposite.
What jobs have you had over your lifetime?
McDonald's, Hardee's, and the longest job I had was at Gilster Mary Lee's in Perryville, which is a cereal factory.
What caused you to leave there?
I moved from down there back up here.
Okay, how was the transition from Jeff County? County is it?
County.
Jeff County to St. Louis, Missouri. Like, what was the transition like? Like, what was the...
It was pretty easy, I guess, because when I lived in Jefferson City, you almost had me say Jefferson City, Jefferson County, I was up here hanging out all the time with my friends, so it was kind of like, you know, it just kind of went in real easy, like.
What were you introduced to in St. Louis that you weren't introduced to in your hometown?
Drugs.
Who introduced you to that lifestyle?
My best friend, Sam.
Are you still in contact with your best friend?
Nope.
What have you learned being out here in St. Louis that has kind of taught you some things about life and kind of made you look at things a lot differently?
You never know who your real friends are until it's, you know what I mean, until it's the bottom of the barrel, and then you still don't really know.
Do friends exist on the street? Is it a such thing?
No.
Does trust exist on the street?
I'm gonna say it can, but it's few and far between.
What has been some of your experiences on the street that have kind of showed you like, hey, man, I can't do that no more. Hey, like have opened up your eyes even wider?
Putting trust in people because they made me think that I can trust them, but as soon as I turn my back, it's a whole different story.
What kind of young lady, especially being from a rural area like you're from, what could she look forward to coming to a place like St. Louis? Like, what could you tell her to expect? Who's thinking it's just going to be all, you know, hunky-dory, I got it figured out, it's going to be a piece of cake? What could she expect coming from there to here?
A bunch of bullshit.
What kind of advice could you give her?
Don't do it.
If you could talk to your younger self, Miss Jessica, knowing what you know today, if you could go back and talk to your younger self, what would you tell her?
Think before you do stuff and listen to my mom.
Your relationship still good with your mom? but you don't want the structure. You don't want to be,
Right.
because you can't do what you want to do with mom.
Right.
Have you ever tried to walk away from the streets completely and kind of go another route?
No.
Do you ever think you will?
Hopefully.
Not tired yet?
Not yet.
So you've tried to kind of get clean, but it kind of keeps reverting back
Yep.
because you're not ready.
Right.
Miss Jessica, I appreciate your honesty and I appreciate you talking to us and sharing with us. And if there's anything you want to share on the closeout, any advice you want to leave, anybody may be looking for you, worried about whatever, wondering if you're okay, now's your time. You can say whatever. Speak your piece.
I'm okay.
Miss Jessica, we thank you and we wish you the best.
Thank you.